Coach, for the invite, for the opportunity to come talk a little football. I got the late crowd here tonight, so these are the dudes who are bought in for sure. So if you see me hitting the coffee, just forgive me. I was in Denver this morning, left at 3 a.m. with a group of teenagers, so the juice has been flowing most of the day. So going to try to share some stuff with you guys here. Coach asked me to talk about a couple different things. I'm going to share two things that we do that have helped make us, in my opinion, better over the time that we've been at Shiloh. So we're at Shiloh Christian School in Springdale, Arkansas. Good story, tradition, fortunate to be part of a really good program. We had not won a state championship in over a decade. We were fortunate to get there last year. Did not play great and played a really good team. We were fortunate to get back this year and finish it. But the two things we are going to talk about tonight are the things that we did this year that helped us, kind of collected the data from the previous year. What do we need to get better at? What do we need to work on? And these are two things that we do. I think you guys can do. Coach Oz kind of stole my drill a little bit. He does a 2-ball RPO. We actually do a 3-ball RPO that we're going to talk about from a defensive standpoint to kind of rep our fits and coverage stuff versus an RPO. And then we'll talk a little bit about game plan specific, how to take away somebody else's best player. We were in a situation where we had a couple games this year in the playoffs where we were facing somebody who was really, really good and highly targeted, that we had to be pretty creative to get some favorable matchups in those scenarios. So we'll kind of walk through that as well. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how we defend the RPO out of a too high, even spacing concept. So if you're familiar, again, with Bass's podcast, everybody, you've heard Kyle Kogan talk about slinging the fits. That's exactly how we coach it. That's exactly how we defend it. If we are in an even spacing and a too high look. Just want to show you guys kind of our install look at that. So this is our day one, cover 8, zone match family for us. And then we'll check the coverage based upon receiver splits, formation, so on and so forth. So the way we play it is we define who's automatically in the fit, we define who's in the conflict, and we define who's not in the run fit pre-snap. So for us, a 2x2 doubles look, anybody who's in the red, as you can see down here in the key, is automatically a run fitter. Anybody who's in the green is not a primary run fitter. And then to steal a box fitter back, so we can get gapped out from an even spacing, too high alignment, we're going to sling the fits between the star and the will. And the way we do that is we play based off of where the quarterback looks. So if we're going to get quarterback vision to the defensive left, now the star sits in coverage. The Mike is going to be the fit player. The will is going to be the fold player. We get to steal the will back into the fit to get a 6-man box. So that way we are protecting the leverage player here. We're protecting the read in the RPO. And we're still getting a 6-man fit against a 10 personnel set. So the way we coach it up is we say if the quarterback looks at you, you're the sit player. If you're the insert linebacker, could be the Mike, could be the will, depending on what personnel grouping we're in, what the call is. If you are the insert guy, you are the fit player. And if you're the backside guy, you're the fold player. So we coach it up, sit, fit, fold is what we teach those guys. And so we over here would be 2/2. To the read side would be 3/2 with a 6-man box. So again, trying to steal a fitter back into the box there and still maintain a 1-man leverage. Trying to move this, hold on. 1-man leverage plus 1-man leverage to the RPO side. So against 3x1, same idea. We just changed the fits. Again, we're trying to stay too high. My computer will work. Staying too high here. So again, cover 8's the family call. We have a couple different trip checks out of that based on where the back is, but we install it the same way. So now we tell the will, he's the box fitter. We're going to set the front opposite our base rule based on the kids we had this year. We wanted to try to protect the Mike a little bit. So even though the front was a right, we kept him in between the star and the will for a couple of different reasons. Had better carryover when we went to our 3 safety stuff as well, because that was our insert backer all the time. So it was a little more consistent for us. But now that we get a 3x1 10 personnel set, now the mic and the weak safety become your guys who are slinging the fits. The wheel's automatically in. So we're checking the coverage based off of where the back is on the backside. So if the back is in the pistol or he's 2 weak, or we get him away from the trips, then we'll play what we call Connie. It's going to be the same thing as palms. We're playing 2 read on the back. If he's in the strong position here, if we have 4 strong, we'll play what we call cone, where we're going to bracket the backside. The reason we play those rules for the RPO stuff, back away from the single, most likely RPO is going to be run front side, which means if the quarterback is reading this side of the field, the weak safety becomes your extra box fitter. So now he's going to be the fit player. So he's your new force edge guy. Will's in the box. Now the mic is going to sit into the RPO window as well. So we're 4/3. Get an extra fitter in the box with the weak safety. And then we would end up being in a meg or a mess situation here, depending on release of number 1. So again, trying to steal box fitters out of an even spacing, 2 high shell, trying to dictate numbers post snap and trying to play off of what the quarterback is doing. The reason we've done that, I'm sure as you guys have seen some too, you're getting some like flop read stuff where the quarterback's going to actually open up opposite and look the other direction. So we want to play off the vision of the quarterback. Okay, so that's kind of our base 2 high way to play it. If we get anything that's an 11 or a 20 set, the way we coach that up, so right here we get like a Uno set, what our guys call Uno. So now we say based on coverage, so we're zone matching. We're going to be in a 3/2 to the field here with our nickel safety. So we're going to play a different coverage. It's very similar. It's robber, or what we call robber coverage, quarters coverage here. Now the Will is the bonus player. So now he's going to be able to walk opposite. He's going to be able to play his same rules. Now he's slinging the fit. So depending on where the quarterback looks, the Will is either in the pass coverage and we're 3/2 to the twins, or if the quarterback looks away, now the Will is an extra box fitter in here. The star, what we call our nickel safety, he's already a run fitter. So we've already gained a hat to match with the tight end. The safety's got all the tight end vertical here. And then we would be able to steal an extra fitter with the Will. So again, just playing the numbers game, taking what Coach Oz said and just approaching it from the defensive system or the defensive side of ball, and having a system in place where you can try to dictate to the offense and say, we're going to get our numbers the way we want to based off of what you're doing. So that's kind of the way we defend it. Here's a little tape of us running it this summer. So you'll have to forgive a couple of these guys. This was day 1 this summer after not having any spring ball or anything like that. Normally in Arkansas, we get a spring. We get 4 weeks to get in 10 practices and scrimmage. We got none of that this year. So we met online. This is actually one of our Zoom meetings that we filmed. But when we got them back in July, this was one of the first things we did. So again, setting up doubles, cover 8's the call. We're telling these guys, coaching these guys, playing off the vision of the quarterback. I think we bust a few in a row here. So you'll have to be gracious to a couple of these guys. They got it down eventually, but this is kind of how we taught it. Telling Mike he's going to play A to B to C, so he's going to stack and track the football based on where the quarterback is looking. Coaching these guys up, same thing I just went through with you guys. Where's the quarterback going to look? Who's going to fit where? This was a brand new concept for these guys. It's something I learned the last off season, so we tried to put it in here. So this is actually our Will linebacker. So ideally, and you'll see the annotation here, he becomes the sit player in the window. We're 3/2. The Mike is the fit player, A to B to C on his side, and the star is the fold player into the box. He's the extra hat. So the star gets it, the Mike gets it, the Will doesn't. So again, his first time to ever try it. But again, that's how we rep it in practice with no pads or anything like that. Again, this was a day 1 type deal. That's just me walking them through it, a good learning curve. The way we introduce that into practice when we actually get into it, and this is the thing that I really wanted to share with you guys, is we go to what we call our 3-ball RPO. And this has been the best thing we've done on the RPO defensive side. Our offensive coaches love it because our kids get a lot of reps, and our defensive coaches love it because we're able to really identify where it is that we're being stressed, where we're being stretched, how do we need to fix it, what do we need to address in our game plan or in our fits. So this is kind of how we teach it to the kids. This is how we set it up for our scout offense. So again, very similar to what Coach was just talking about, except we had a third layer into it. So here's where it's beneficial for us. We have the benefit of most of the time having 3 quarterbacks or at least 2. So all these guys, we play in a very fast-paced, up-tempo offense. We want to get reps. So now the way I sold this to our head coach was, how much better are we going to be if every quarterback gets to throw on every single play? So he was automatically. Additionally, one thing I've come to observe, and I'm sure you guys have too, if the scout team guys know that, hey, it's a run play away from me, there's a tendency to not always get a great look. So what we have found for our guys, when we say, hey, in this example, the trip side, everybody's got the possibility of catching the ball. We tell the quarterback in the box, you're either going to hand it or keep it. And then we tell the backside guys, hey, everybody's got a chance to catch a ball. Well, now magically, these guys are a lot more invested in practice, and they're a lot more invested in getting good reps, which makes our defensive guys better. And so this is kind of when we play an RPO team, or when we're in spring camp, or we're in fall camp, we'll run this period every single day. And then when we know we're playing somebody who is going to be spread or RPO, this will be a part of our team periods. Here's kind of how it looks. And we run every kind of look against it. This first one's a 7-man pressure, double A gap with a follow by the safety. But again, we're able to identify, just from seeing the end zone shot, who's fitting where, whose vision is right, whose vision is wrong. We can coach run fits off of this. We can coach pressure fits off of this. We can coach coverage off of this. So again, this was from early in the summer, so it's not the sharpest, but it's good teaching tape for our guys. Here's the end zone shot for you. Okay, so we're going to go double A gap with a safety follow. So this quarterback is going to throw on this side. This quarterback's playing in the box. This quarterback's going to throw a route on this side. So again, able to show our guys what it looks like in real life. It's not just a drill. We're able to coach up, hey, we need to make sure, this guy's got better leverage. He should be inside leverage or outside leverage. We're able to show them where we are stressed in certain calls. So this is a 0 call, so we're gapped out. So now we're able to put the emphasis on these guys and say, okay, we're in 0 man, probably too deep right here, probably too close right here, may need a banjo call. It's good teaching tape for us to switch that route. Okay, we coach the box fit. The running back's getting a rep. The other quarterbacks are getting a rep. This receiver's getting a one-on-one rep. These receivers are getting a rep. So what we have found in incorporating this drill on the defensive side helps us in the RPO game, but our offensive coaches like it too, because now the O-line coach getting to coach up, picking up pressure or whatever their coaching points are. The receivers coach getting to coach up one-on-one releases. Quarterback coach getting to coach up, reading pre-snap movement, just like Coach Oz was just saying. So we have found for us, we're a smaller size school. We got a lot of kids that play both ways. So we're trying to figure out ways to get multiple guys as many reps as possible in the shortest amount of time. And this has been a really good drill for us to incorporate. So these guys in the white jerseys, these are our freshmen. So it tells you how small our roster is. We've got to bring the freshmen out to get reps. But again, mutually beneficial for them. Okay, they're getting ready to run some of their stuff against some of the high school kids. So this is a good look for them too. So they're getting better. We're getting better. We're able to work. Okay, you can see up top, this should turn into like a perimeter drill. Quarterback is looking away from the will linebacker. So the will is going to fold into the box. Press his gap. Now we're 2-over-2 on the outside, which is a realistic thing. Okay, we may get that in a game and we may get a ball out on the perimeter. We're going to have to go tackle it on the edge. So this was great teaching tape for us, for this kid, who in all honesty wasn't great. physical at the point of attack, and now we've got visual evidence. Right? So this is actually a one high call. This is cover 6 for us, weak side rotation. So he's misaligned, doesn't play real physical out to the flat or the fast anyways. But again, good teaching tape for us, as opposed to just putting him in cover 6, letting him be the force player, running inside zone in the box. He gets tackled at the 1 yard line because he's a freshman, and he thinks he had a good rep. So again, trying to stress as many guys as we can in practice and get them in scenarios where they're being evaluated on every snap. Last one, we'll move to some of the double stuff out of the 3 high safety structure. So this is the 3 buzz looks. This is strong side rotation for us. Here again, we're in even spacing, but now we're in 1 high, so we should be gapped out. So there is no sling the fit here. But again, we're still able to coach off of this drill, whether we're in a 1 high or a 2 high look. So we're playing. We should be pushing. Okay, so the free safety's wrong here. So again, we're coaching coverage off of this. We've got a 3-2 push right here. So he should be sitting here. So again, good teaching to him. We want to expand, let the ball bring us down. If I'm the nickel safety, I should be playing divider rules on 1 and 2. If I'm the corner here, I'm backside here, so I should be mess, what we call mess, man except shallow. That's not a shallow, so now we know, okay, his coverage is off. He's got too soft of a leverage. Ball's out right now. We're able to coach everybody. Defensive line coach is able to coach run fits, box fits. Again, finding a way to create a drill that's mutually beneficial for the offense and defense in practice, and still allows guys to get quality reps, whether it's their quote unquote emphasis period or not. Everybody's getting stretched in this drill. And as we got more and more comfortable throughout the season and got better at running it, obviously the drill got cleaned up and the reps became even better. But this is one of the best things we do from a defensive standpoint, to be able to show our guys, this is where you're supposed to fit. Here's why you're supposed to fit there. Here's where we're strong in this coverage. Here's where we're not strong in this coverage. Here's where we're strong in the box. Here's where we got to play better in the box. Finding ways to create things that are meaningful for our guys. Okay, so if you want that, I'll send that to you. I've got my information at the end. Last thing I'll talk about here, and I'll get you guys out of here, is how to utilize a 3 safety structure, some kind of a change up to match the guys that you're playing. Okay. So for us, we played a team in the quarterfinals this year who had the number 1 sophomore quarterback, number 1 sophomore receiver in the state. Both guys were really, really good. We thought the quarterback was better. So our plan was, we're going to spy the quarterback every play. How do we do that? And then we knew from our scouting report here that when we got into 10 personnel, and the receiver was backside, or he was the solo receiver, and on the plays that were pass plays, over 90% of them, he was the target. Okay, so how do we take care of the quarterback? That's priority 1. Second priority is, if we know their best receiver backside equals he's getting the football, how do we do that? What does that look like? How do we build a coverage structure in those scenarios where we're able to have somebody on the quarterback because he was one of the best athletes on the field, but also how do we maintain sound coverage principles when we know we're going to get stressed in the passing game? So here's kind of a look at how we do that. So we call what we call lock check was the coverage call, and I'll just kind of walk you guys through it here. Just give you a point of reference. Okay, so we get trips load here out of a 20 personnel set. So here's number 7. He's their best guy. He's in the trips. So we're going to zone off and play some kind of zone check to the trips. Based on the front right here, our check this week, we were going to play 3 buzz. So we've got the nickel safety out here. The reason we played that, this is a freshman. So we're going to bring 3 safety down in the box, split the difference between 3 and the H-back. We invert the weak safety down to get a better box fitter. You get the cornerback. And out of our 3 safety structure, our bonus fitter or our extra hat is this, we call them our dime safety. So in this personnel, this is actually our nickel safety out of our 4 down. And his rule all week, whoever this spy was, is you've got the backside of the mesh to the quarterback. So everybody else is playing it like odd spacing box fits and this guy's hitting cleanup. Was kind of our order of operations. So we always had a spy on the quarterback, and then we were checking the coverage based on where number 7 is. If he was in the trips or in the doubles, we played our normal cover 8 or cover 3 or cover 6 call. If he was backside, we automatically checked the coverage unless we had a blitz on. So kind of show you. We get a loaded set here, so we know 2 is ineligible. Okay, outside zone, kind of looks power read-ish, but no puller. So outside zone, Mike takes for a run through. He should work over the top. Here, the Will's going to work fast as well because we've got the dime playing the quarterback on the backside. So we would like to see Mike fast, Will fill. We're going to sit this guy just in case we get some kind of quarterback action back the other way. He becomes the spy. We always wanted to have a way to account for the quarterback because we knew he was going to sometimes read it, sometimes not read it. And we felt like there was no read game. He's just going to make his mind up. So we always wanted to have a guy sit and play the quarterback. So like what the end's doing. He's getting good work here. This kid's going to be he's a sophomore. He's like 6'6", 300. He's going to be a freak. But we should fit this a little cleaner where the mic is over the top of this block. The Will's taking the run. And the dime safety's playing backside. Again, finding ways to utilize your system to account for a guy when you need it most. Okay, we needed it this game because he was going to be better than anybody else we'd seen on. So here it is again. Otto's the front. 8 check is the call. Now we've got 7 all by himself. Okay? So we call 8 check, and we get busted here because the tight end is outside. So now our guys are calling this a 2-by-2 call. This was an in-game adjustment we had to make. This guy was more 24 is more of a blocking guy. So we had 7 on the backside here. As you can see, he's the primary target. We're fortunate the ball's thrown a little bit late and outside there. So we made that adjustment pretty quickly. As you can see here, we're playing 3/2 up top, playing some kind of a quarter scheme down here at the bottom. But we knew this guy was not going to be a threat to us. So we decided we were going to treat 7 like that. So what we should have had here is a double, and a spy. Okay, so that gives us now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. So everybody else is playing this like eyes coverage or hot coverage for us. So again, trying to mix and match things to beat the teams you got to beat to be successful. Get to learn from a guy named Brian Early, who's now at the University of Houston. And that was one of the first things he taught me was you got to be able to beat the best teams. And your defensive structure has to mirror that. And so you need to be able to build a defense that's going to beat the teams you have to beat to be a championship team. And that has stuck with me. And it's something we didn't do a great job of last year, and we lost because of it. So we started mixing and matching some of this stuff. So now we get 3rd down. So we go ahead and call the lock check. You can see here, I think what this week they decided to make their own signal, which was fine with me. But now we do truly have 7 on the backside with a quads look here. So now we are truly in a double here. Take this guy away. Now we've changed personnel here. So dash for us is going to be like our dime rabbits in the safety world. We call it dash for fast dime. And so now we've taken our best athlete on 3rd and 10, and we've told him, you're no longer the weak safety. Now you're the spy. And we've put in we took our guy who was the dime safety, who's normally our nickel safety, and we put him in at defensive end to come in here and cause havoc because we had a couple game stunts on where we wanted to flush the quarterback a certain way and get after the quarterback. We felt like we could with those guys. We told him to go ahead and cancel. Again, not a great call with the sprint out look here with the nose trying to loop to the field. As you can see, we get quarterback off the spot on 3rd down. We'd like to see 44 stay in coverage here and quarterback up because we've got a spy coming behind him. But we're fortunate. We get a drop. 3rd and 10, we win. Kind of the structure we went through. And that was early in the game. As we got later into the game, our guys settled in and started playing pretty well. So here's a blitz look off of it. Okay, we're bringing field pressure, field creeper here with a dime. So the way we approached this was if we were going to spy every play, then we have to manipulate the coverage calls to match what the pressure is. So now we've got a 4-man pressure, but we've got a spy, so 5-man pressure. So then we had to make our 6-man coverage distribution call. Okay, so this is a 3 under, 3 deep fire zone call for us because we're telling everybody else, don't count on this guy. So now we're going to bring this guy, we're going to sit this guy, rotate down, replace the blitzer, 3 under, 3 deep coverage principles. And we told them that week the blitz takes precedent. We've got the spy, told the corner up top, he's on his own. And again, this is why we did this, because this kid was capable of making these kind of plays right here, 50-50 jump ball. So we got burned, but just trying to show you the structure of how we tried to attack him. These guys coming into the game were averaging 41 a game. We're the 3 seed out of their conference. Their conference is traditionally probably the best overall conference, top to bottom in the entire state, regardless of classification. They're very, very deep. So we get 4th down. It's on the same drive. Now we are doubled up. Okay, we stay in our dime package because we're closer to the red zone, so we wanted some bigger bodies in there. So here's your double. Here's your spy. So now we, again, based on formation, it being empty, this is going to turn into a man-free look for us. So we're just checking coverage, and we're playing numbers based on who's lined up where. So again, not trying to force anything, trying to be appropriately reactive to what the offense is giving us, knowing that we've got to do whatever we can to stop this guy and stop this guy. Those are the primary targets here. And then how do you build a game plan off of that? And how do you try to dare someone else? You see here, the free safety got the memo during the scouting report that number 7 by himself meant he was probably getting the football. He runs out of the post to try to go help. So he's over competing there. But again, helps when you've got a really good coach's son playing linebacker for you, who's playing man-free on the slot and goes and makes a play. So that was his first of 2 interceptions that game in kind of a juke route here out of empty. But again, took away the primary option, had the quarterback forced and contained, and made him throw it from the pocket, which is our whole point of our game plan that week, because we want that guy to try to beat us with his arm from the pocket. So that was a win for us, obviously. Okay, get into a little nub set here, try to run at it. Okay, good fits by our guys. Again, if this is something you're interested in, I know a lot of guys are starting to kind of get into the 3 safety stuff and try to figure out how you want to fit the box out of that. For us, we use it against teams who we know are spread. We use it in 3rd down or obvious passing situations where we use it as a end of half, end of game answer. Or in a situation like this, we feel like it gives us the most amount of flexibility in order to be creative and put our kids in a spot where they can be successful. But again, on the zone cutback here, this is a great job of the dime safety fitting mesh to backside. The Mike plays it faster over the top. Again, it's later in the game, so we're a little more comfortable. And because we have this extra guy unaccounted for in the box fit, everybody else is fitting it like they normally would, and now he becomes the cleanup hitter. He's unaccounted for in the blocking scheme. He doesn't make the play, but he gets the ball to get cut back and go north and south in the pursuit. And so we get what we want. It's 1st and 10, and we give up, a small game on 1st down. So we'll take that win. But for us, again, just coaching it up. We play heavy 5 techniques out of our 3 safety front, which means we're going to tell these guys they're big gap players no matter what. So we're going to play off the V of the neck of the offensive tackle. Tackles to me. I'm going to try to cross face. See the ends working inside. Ball clear, so he's going to work back outside. He's going to press that inside hip. This becomes, your typical vice tackle 2-man trap drill right here. Inside hip, outside hip. We don't care who makes the tackle. Somebody makes the tackle. His 10 is fitting where he's supposed to, and we've got him accounted for from the run play, he allows everybody else to play fast. He goes and cleans up the ball, gets the ball to cut back in pursuit, and we're secure in the run game. That's been the hardest thing for me, learning how to do this, still learning how to do this, is how do you manipulate the box fits when you finally start getting guys to figure out who's going to play fast, who's going to play slow. You can put yourself in a situation to be really, really creative, which is what we were able to do this week. So a couple more clips, let you guys go. Here's our lock check again. Again, now it's a little later in the game, a couple series in. Our guys are just a little bit more comfortable with what we've got. Again, 2nd and 5. They just converted a 1st down. Midfield, good chance to take a shot. And this is exactly why we wanted this call. Number 13 had broken his hand the week before, so he thought that was a reason to not catch it. See the end zone shot. Coach Gill is a little frustrated, telling him to go and just grab it. But again, this is exactly, we get what we want, right? So we know backside number 1 by himself. We knew this was now a blocking look from this guy right here, the H-back. We still get the double. We've still got a spy on contain. We get a 2-on-1 jump ball on 2nd and 5 where our guys capped him up, playing outside and inside pretty well there in the bracket. So again, taking what they're showing you week to week, internalizing that data, figuring out what you can do with it to minimize what they want to do, and force their guys to beat you a different way. I know that's probably an oversimplification, but that's been one of the biggest keys to our success since we've been here, is finding out ways to take away what people do well and force them to do something different. This is another way to do that. Okay, so here it is, pressure again. So just going through the rules in case you guys are interested in this. 7 is backside, but we've got a pressure called, so we're going to leave the pressure on. So we get what we want out of that. Great play by the real linebacker. And then just one more clips here for you guys, and we'll let you go because I know it's probably getting late for everybody. Okay, we get a 2-man call right here. 4th down. So we switch to our dash personnel. We switch guys around. This is our weak safety. And again, this play was indicative of why we felt like we needed to spy on every play. I think at this point in time, it's 7-0 us. Really tight game for 2 offenses that scored, average scoring above 40. This game ended 28-0. So a pretty good defensive battle. So a little twist game on down here at the bottom. We have an idea the quarterback will flush opposite. Pretty good angle by our spy right there. But again, having the ability and availability to be creative in what we're doing from a game plan standpoint allows us to play 2-man on the back end with a mobile quarterback and still spy him. We got a guy there to help clean it up. Okay, so they go for it on 4th and 4. We get him tripped up. Right here, we get the ball back. I don't know if we go score in that series or not, but again, utilizing our guys, utilizing the information we have on them, and figuring out a way to make their best guys not factors in the game. Probably an oversimplification, but these are the things that have helped us be real successful in trying to take away other teams' primary targets. And we knew we had 2 this week. We had to contend for, and these guys are going to be really good next year. So we're going to have another good plan. But you can see here, their answers try to go speed option. Okay, so our response to that when we started getting more 11 heavy stuff was to play some looser 5s because the ball was starting to get out on the perimeter more and more and more. Let the mic fit it inside out. Would like to see the star, number 21. Again, the freshman would like to see him stay on pitch right here. But he gets the ball tucked up inside. But again, this is the first time, I think we had 7 games on them, and this is the first time they ran speed option. So we knew, again, just from what we were doing in game, that they were looking for something. You guys who coach defense know that's a good feeling. You're in the second quarter and they're off the game plan, and they're searching for answers. That's a good feeling that you've got a good idea what you're going to see and your stuff's working. So that was a good sign for us, and we played it well. So good for us. Okay, dash personnel again, 3rd and 8. So we kind of got into the situation where First and second down, we were a little heavier. Third and fourth down, we were a little lighter. Again, as you can see here, everything breaks down. We're decently covered up everywhere. So we've got the double on the best guy right here, the backside single. 4/3, playing those same cover 8 rules we talked about out of even spacing. To this side, we've got a twist game on. We've got some action happening in the box with some loopers. And then we've got our guy coming out of the sky to clean it up. So 3rd and 8, get him off his spot, double cover the best receiver. And we got a guy there to help clean it up. And that guy's like legitimately 5'6", 160 pounds. He plays his butt off and he's the best tackler on the team. So again, trying to put kids in a situation where they can be successful, they can go execute a game plan that what we think was pretty simple on our end, but we got a lot of moving bodies and a lot of different guys standing in a lot of different spots, which presents some complexity to the offense, but it doesn't play out that way for our guys. We made just a handful of calls in this game. We were fortunate enough to get what we wanted out of it. So again, it's something that we've had success with, that you guys, again, depending on, you don't have to do it out of a 3 safety. We do it because we feel like that gives us the most flexibility. But it's something that's been successful for us. So again, the RPO stuff, again, 3-ball RPO, showing your players how to fit, where you're stressed, getting multiple kids meaningful reps in practice, and trying to be creative within whatever your system is to find ways to eliminate the best player from the other team and prevent those guys from having an impact in the game. You guys know, like I do, if you're coaching on the defensive side, there's nothing more infuriating than knowing, hey, there's their best guy, and oh yeah, their best guy just went off. So we try to do our absolute best to figure out who that is and what it takes in order to eliminate that guy. And so our approach is more is more. I'm going to steal my boy Gaylor's on here. I think I'm going to steal from him. We use the kill method, keep it likable and learnable. We're going to put in as much stuff as our kids can handle and have as many answers as we can get. And when you're able to do that, and you've got kids who are willing to learn it, you can live in some of this stuff. I mean, we lived in a 3 safety structure here in the quarterfinals, and we probably ran 50 snaps the entire year. But because we had carryover, because our assistant coaches did a good job of teaching just like, hey, this is just like this is just like that. It gave us some answers and some flexibility and allowed us to be really multiple, but also be really simple on our end. So it was a really good fit for us. So last thing I'll do, if you guys want any of this, I've got plenty of cut-ups. I will make sure I throw up my information here. I got one say, how did teams try to attack the backside trips or sling the fits? How did you adjust? A lot of it was like single routes, like the glance, like Coach was talking about, throwing to that open space, that 8-yard, kind of a deeper slant. So we adjust our coverage based off of where the back is. So if the back is to the backside single, we're going to be in a 3/2 concept there. And then if the back's away, we're going to be on 2-on-1 concept, so that the weak safety who is slinging the fit, he's in that window. So let me see if I can get this for you real quick. So if we get 3-by-1, Coach, I'm trying to answer your question. So if we get 3-by-1 here, okay, if the back is to the trips, okay, we know if we're getting RPO, this look right here, the majority of what we're going to get is going to be run this way, pass on this side. So if we're going to get that, that's fine. Our coverage car here would be cone. So we've got a bracket between the weak safety and corner on number 1. So they're playing the release of 1. If 1 is vertical, that's how we play it. He's vertical, or if 1 is inside release, the weak safety is going to sit in that window. If 1 is outside release, okay, the corner's going to take it, turns into man everywhere he goes. And now the weak safety is underneath this, and he's in the run fit here, because we're probably most likely, we have not seen a lot of, we're going to run it at the front side RPO. We've not seen a ton of that. So the way we play that is we let the weak safety get underneath the glance. We tell the corner, treat it like safety away, post all day, kind of an old TCU quarters coverage rule. He is not expecting any help over the top, but he is expecting help inside. So he's going to play a little looser, a little more outside leverage. That call. We're going to play that based on if he's in the pistol or if he's strong. If he's weak, we're going to play it like Connie. Okay, so for us, that'll be palms. We're now the will, the weak safety in the corner. They're going to play pattern read off of 2 because we know if most of the time, if we're getting offset back RPO stuff, if we're getting run this way, here's your RPO read. So now run this way, the quarterback's vision is probably over here, which means if he's looking at the weak safety is just going to sit and chill in this window. So now the corner can play outside leverage, play a little tighter, because he knows now he's going to have help in this window from the weak safety. And now if the quarterback's vision is here, he's to the single, the wheel's going to fit over, the mic becomes the fold player. So it would be sit, fit, and then fold with this guy, and then you're 3/3 on the backside. You've got 6 in the box, and you're 2/1 in the RPO window is how we would play that. So I don't know if that answers your question or not, but when we got some stuff on the backside single, we'd play it that way, whether it was 20 or 10. If we called cover 8, we would still play the weak safety that way, where he's the RPO guy who's slinging the fit on the backside single. Is how we would play that. How do teams try to attack the backside trips? Okay. Let's do it. Okay, that's all I got, guys. Again, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you guys. Hope you got something out of that. My contact, let me hold it, Coach. Let me reshare real quick. I'll throw
no problem.
my contact stuff up there just in case. So there's my phone number there. That is a Kansas City area code if you're familiar, but I will answer that. There's my email there. I can share any of this stuff on Huddle you guys want. There's my Twitter account. I always say if I present, Twitter is probably the best way to get a hold of me. My wife would probably back that up, as I spend most of my time on there, according to her, for professional development. So it's worth it. But if you guys need to get a hold of me, feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy